Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Josh's vlog. And for those who are unaware, Josh is a pretty high level BJJ competitor and a personal trainer himself, so we missed the footage of his max effort lift. His camera had a problem. He said he had an incoming call that shut off the camera, so we didn't get that. But we have all his supplemental work from max effort upper day, so we did flat dumbbell presses, right? Which again, I like for him. I like a lot of dumbbell work for some of the fighters and people who need to, grab people at weird angles and things, or hit people at weird angles. Afterwards, we did inverted rows with an axle bar. This one should make a lot of sense. He's a grappler, competes in BJJ, grip strength. I love fat bars for grapplers. I love fat bars for fighting sports. Again, makes your hands stronger, makes your grip stronger. Should be pretty straightforward. Then, of course, we did standing presses for him. He really wants a bigger shoulder focus right now, and the standing press, again, this translates really well for fighters. Now, granted, he is not punching, so it's not quite the same as I might want these for a boxer. Right, a boxer or someone who does a lot of striking, totally different because they're again pressing and then driving through the feet. It can be a lot of value there, but I think that still holds true to some extent for grapplers. Some of these standing movements for the upper body hold a lot of merit. So we also are throwing in some hammer curls. Why hammer curls? Grip and forearm. It's not just a bicep exercise. These we're doubling down on his grip training. So doing the fat bar work, then finishing with hammer curls. Again, we get a pretty significant amount of grip training there. Then, of course, band press downs. I will always like band press downs for contact sports. Anyone who has to push, anyone who has to punch anyone, it's of great value. Again, granted, he's not in a striking sport, but his elbows and his elbow tendons get beat up a lot. So this is a good thing. All right, max effort lower, we did a safety bar back squat. Or is this a box squat? Yeah, this is just a back squat. Nice and deep, good, solid, clean rep, good training max, and he called it there. Afterwards, what do we got? More inverted rows with the axle bar. All right, having him do these on all the days. Why? He really wants to put a heavy focus on grip during this phase of his training. Again, this translates directly to his sport, right? So not only are we moving the body through space, we are training grip. An intense amount of grip training right there while moving the body through space. All right, for other supplemental work, we're going to have some Romanian deadlifts. Again, we're training a hip hinge where he has to hold onto the bar. More grip, 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 grip. Again, we want this for grappling. A lot of times he does separate grip work, but in certain phases of his training, he's not. And so then we want to put a heavy focus on his limited weight room time on grip. And for obvious reasons, hip extension, this is where all your power starts. This translates directly to performance in his sport. Then we will do glute ham raises. I'm always going to be a fan of glute ham raises for anyone who's in a field sport, anyone who's in a contact sport. Why? Protects the knee. His knees get really beat up in his sport. So what are we combining again here? Training the posterior chain, strengthening the hamstrings, knee stability, combining it with moving the body through space. Okay, again, contact sport of great value. All right, speed bench against bands. Fighters, I'm always going to want bands for speed work. Why? The rate of force production. The rate of force production. Again, people who have to create force against other people. It's of value. All right. I do a lot of fives for him. You guys will notice we do lighter weight with a little more reps. So I do a lot of 5x5 for his speed work. Again, we have a little bit more conditioning component to it than we do a heavier component. Some of my power lifters, we go heavier and a lot more doubles and things, right? Doubles and triples. We might use higher percentages. For him, we run it fairly light. We'll go as heavy as we can on the band tension, depending on what's available. The bar weight stays light. I like 5x5s. Again, good for conditioning for fighters, and we don't get beat up. We're more worried about the explosive component on dynamic work for them than we are the strength side, because again, the speed strength aspect of it matters more than the technical carryover to something like powerlifting. So a lot of my power lifters, I'll run a lot more percentages. All right, and he's doing his home gym at this time. He doesn't have dumbbells for the hammer curls, but what do we have? He's got fat grips. So again, having him do barbell curls with the fat grips, is it as good as a hammer curl? No, but there's still a stronger grip and forearm training component to it, and that is what we want. That's what we're aiming for here. Any of his bicep work, we wanted to train his grip and forearms as much as possible. So that allows us to do that. And then, of course, he's supersetting those with his band press downs, which we've covered many, many times why I like these. And I do like these for a lot of my power lifters also. Anyone with a history of elbow problems, they make sense for people who are in striking sports. But again, any contact sport where the elbows get beat up, these tend to help build the tendons around your elbows, better for elbow support, better for elbow inflammation. All right, dynamic effort lower. He doesn't have a safety bar at home here, but we've got bands, we've got a box, speed boxes against bands, 5 sets of 5. Of course, his box was a little high this time. We pointed it out so that next time he does these at home, we'll set that box a little lower because we're above parallel, but again, we still get the speed strength we want. All right, speed pulls. Doesn't have a good band peg setup for these, I don't believe. So again, we do these with straight weight. Ideally, I would love if we had band pegs to do speed pulls, but we don't. So we just make it work for him. And we just do them with straight weight. But the idea is the same. We keep it light, 5 sets of 5. And as you guys guessed, more inverted rows. Although I don't see his fat grips there. I wish he had used the fat grips on these. But even then, inverted rows still work really good without fat grips or an axle bar for our purposes here. Moving the body through space, grip training. They're very easy on the shoulders. Easier on the shoulders for pull-ups for people who have any history of shoulder issues. Of course, and then we have Romanian deadlifts, right? Romanian deadlifts. Trains grip, trains hip extension, all those things that we want. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.